Before we get into today's video, I wanted to make a quick introduction to announce that we are now doing this full time. With that being said, I need everybody's help in order to maintain the production as well as the amount of views and total thing that we're getting from all of this so that we can maintain this and keep it going. Let's aim for 100,000 subscribers coming up. That's going to be the biggest goal to attain, but probably the one that I know we can do because I really trust myself and you guys. And I'm going to leave in the description to my TikTok page and my Twitch page. Please make sure you go and give those a like and a follow so we can help boost an additional source of potential revenue for the channel to help everything stay streamlined and maintained. Thanks everybody so much for your continued support. Thank you. What's going on, you guys? So we're back doing a review of episode 3 of season 2 of Velma. And boy, do things just not change and then get worse, and then they slightly... This is the most roller coaster of a show I think I've seen in a very long time. Because this show will bounce up and down, backwards and forwards, sideways and up and down. Because there's so many points where I'm watching the show where I'm like, okay, it's not horrible. It's not that bad, you know, and then maybe a joke will come in and I'll find it funny. And be like, okay, this isn't bad. Not yet, not horrible. And then something will happen and you'll be like, this show sucks. And then it'll go back. You'll laugh at a joke again and you're like, all right, maybe it's not. And then it'll go back. So this episode kind of has the gang group swapped. So like Velma, for example, the highlight of this episode, which is where the last episode ended with Fred and Velma's mom hooking up. This episode continues that, but it continues it to a degree that's like, oh, now Daphne is, or Velma is now part of the family, or so it says, or so, as it were, and you know, maybe they are you know, now spending money. Now Velma, who started out saying, I hate the rich, I hate the rich, I hate the rich, is now rich, and now she's taking it for everything she can get, and she's loving every second of it until, of course, the very end. Because you have them competing in like a science fair, and like Norville's dad is like the guy who's judging the science fair. But for some reason, Norville's dad, this season, in season 2, he's stoned. Like, all the time. Like, he is high as fuck. All the time. And he keeps trying to get Norville high. And Norville doesn't want it. And in hopes to get rid of the thing in Norville's brain that's causing him to see visions, right? Because that's what he'd been struggling with, seeing visions of Fred's dead mom. So he got rid of that for his science fair project, which his dad was now the owner, or the judge of the science fair. And so he removes that part of his brain, but apparently that part of his brain was also where his empathy lied. So he didn't really have empathy anymore. So he started yelling at his dad and going off on his dad. And his dad was like, okay, well, you're grounded and you have detention. And it was actually a pretty serious scene because I'm like, oh shit, it makes you think, like, man, how would I react if I didn't have empathy? How would I, you know, so it makes you look at it from that angle. So it was like a serious moment. He lost his empathy and he started really going in on his dad. If only the show didn't completely ruin that serious moment. Because you have a serious moment where, again, his empathy is removed and he's finally going off at his dad, finally telling his dad what he really has been holding behind those empathetic closed doors. And what happens after every word Norville says? Velma, Daphne, and everybody in the background, like they're a bunch of 6-year-olds. Ooh! And then he'll say something else to his dad that's like, oh, that's serious. Then there they go, ooh! Like, what are you doing, show? This is supposed to be like a very, very serious moment. And you're ruining it. Like, it's like the show is ruining its own moments. Like, that's what the show has been doing, I've noticed, is it ruins itself. It'll start out looking good, and then they'll just ruin everything they've done, and then start back over again. That's what Velma does, I've noticed. Like, every plot line, every, like, character development, everything. Even, like, when you're thinking, like, oh, I think I know who the killer is, they'll just kill them off. And, like, they'll create this character. Like, that's what's crazy to me, is they'll create this character that has, you know, this personality and has this relationship with the other characters, and really is starting to make you think, oh, maybe they're a suspect. Then they killed him off immediately. So it's like, what was the point of creating them as a character? But anyways, you guys, that's the review of episode 3. What did you think of episode 3 of Velma? Leave those comments down in that description box down below. Have you been enjoying Velma season 2? Or are you hating it as much as season 1? Let me know. Keep me updated. Drop me down those comments in the description box. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye. Thanks so much to Loser HD, The Plush Experience, Kame Senin, and Susan Simone for becoming members. If you would also like to become a member, on my channel there is listed multiple different tier levels, and you can pick out which one is best for you.